asking you to facilitate the connection for us to each other in our neighborhood and to the land. We imagine our neighborhood with having a community center in the middle. It's a multi-use facility with doctors, support services, and community hui space at the bottom. Above that, you will have workspaces to hotspot, and above that, apartments for affordable living. Surrounding this, we will have community gardens. We will have community laundries, parks, play centers, leisure centers, pools, places where people who are young and old can connect. And then around that, we'll have townhouses and houses with backyards big enough to have your whole whānau around after church on Sunday for a feed. Best food you ever had. Imagine this. Neighborhood by neighborhood of people knowing names and stories of past glories. Imagine this. Children playing b-ball, laughter on the streets, and smiles to those you meet. Imagine this. The doctors down the road, and cost is not a problem when we all share the load. You've got homes for the ones, twos and the threes, homes for every type of diverse family. Imagine this. Shoulder to shoulder, planting in the soil, feasting up like royals. Greenery and gardens, homes for the tui, neighborhood chest and community hood. A place to belong, to feeling self-worth, connection to each other, connect to Mother Earth. Tamakima Koto, thousand lovers instead. The culture's young and old, weave a multicolored thread. Imagine this. Barbecues and boilers, biryani and corned beef, dumplings on the street. Yuki Kadaka Kai, culture on a high. Everyone's ahead, dancing on the TikTok. You got the feels here on this block. You got the feels here on this block. You got the feels here on this block. Imagine
this. To stop 4 species of kaimoana from collapsing. The iwi, Ngāti Pawa, has been worried for years about declining inshore biodiversity on the Hauraki Gulf's most populated island. And with community support, a restriction is being imposed from this weekend. It follows a series of hui with the community and Maui whenua about the need to restore declining numbers of scallops, mussels, crayfish and paua. The rahui will apply from the foreshore to 1 nautical mile out to sea.
Hey everyone, I'm Chloe. I am a peer support worker at the Commons Cafe up on K Road. I don't know if you guys have been there, but it's a pretty amazing space. I'm here today to endorse the housing first model. Because you need a home, but it's not the end of it. You know, most people are on the streets because of some issue with substance abuse or trauma or mental health issues, so you can't just give them keys and say, good luck. You know, you have to support the whānau. That's what we call people who are living on the street, whānau. Because, I mean, it happened to any of us. I mean, most of us are just one paycheck away from being homeless. What you really need when you're in that situation is someone to check in on you, help you through all the bureaucracy stuff. You need that. Wish I could introduce you all to my dog Bailey, but she doesn't really like crowds. She was my only support for a really long time. Got myself kicked out of the boarding house, stupid friends who wouldn't stop being rowdy, and one too many fights. Bailey and I ended up living in a tent under a bridge that flooded whenever it rained. People would tell us to move on, but I mean, where were we supposed to go? I mean, when you ask for help enough times and you don't get it, you just stop asking. See my whānau going through quack withdrawal, passing out from synthetics. As a peer support worker, it's my job to just talk to them, let them know that there's a light at the end of the tunnel, that they can get through this. But it takes time. I mean, when I got my place, I know I was jumping for joy, didn't know whether to laugh or cry. Places like the Commons and programs like Housing First can change lives. That's what you can do for people if you consider the homeless perspective when you're making these decisions. I'm not just surviving anymore. I'm giving back to my community. I think I'm starting to get my money back. Thanks, guys.
CO2 in the atmosphere due to human activities not only affects the climate, it also has direct chemical effects on ocean waters. When CO2 dissolves in seawater, the water becomes more acidic. The acidity of oceans has increased by 26% since about 1850, a rate of change roughly 10 times faster than any time in the last 55 million years. Changes in marine ecosystems will have consequences for human societies, which depend on the goods and services these ecosystems provide. The implications for society would include substantial revenue declines, loss of employment and livelihoods, and other indirect economic costs.
Right. Hope you're ready to make a decision because it's almost time. Have you been thinking about some amendments as well? Whew. Okay, we've heard a lot of amazing speakers. We should get Sue back. Do you think she's? Oh, yeah. Okay, she's ready.
Hear me?
Hi, Sue.
Hello. It's like I can't hear you. Oh, yep, here we go. Here we go. Hi, hello everyone.
Hi.
All right, shall I start?
Yes, please.
So the National Policy Statement is part of the government's urban growth agenda. The purpose is to require councils to plan for growth and make it easier for developers to build the homes that people need. We have to find out what people's needs are, meet our climate commitments, and define what a good urban form is.
Well, so the council defined a well-functioning urban form as gays, 3 exclamation marks, drinking fountains every 200 metres, seats for 80s plus, and I believe that was also related to every 200 metres, a sense of community linked to shared public spaces, safe, fully formed bike paths, well-functioning public transport, toilets, and for those of us with mobile phones, acts to find those toilets, convenience businesses, and a variety of uses for amenities. Oh, rubbish and recycling bins everywhere, community gardens, and a walking distance of 5 minutes. This is a great list. Okay, are there any amendments? Is there anything we haven't got up there that you'd like to see?
Yes,
Yes.
more lighting in dark places.
Excellent. More lighting in dark spaces. Thank you. And that ties in really well with the comment from the floor.
And our woman in business.
Yes. Okay. Now, an amendment, it can be a new proposition or it can be a tweak to something that we've got on the board. Are there any more amendments? Yes.
Just to include playgrounds for children in the shared play.
Yeah.
Nice.
Great.
I personally would also like to see playgrounds for adults. You know, a while ago we did actually have a council board member who quite seriously wanted trampoline paths instead of footpaths. That was quite. Okay, yes, hello.